Greetings and salutations. It's Azure Panda. I'm concerned about Star Wars. Now, before I get into this, I need to talk about Avengers Endgame and why I didn't like the film very much. Now, let me give you an interesting conversation I had with my brother. Now, we sat down and we thought about it. What are the ways to handle the situation of Thanos' snap, right? Now, I talked to my good friend Veen, and I asked him how it went in the comic books, and he told me that they removed his gauntlet and it reset everything, right? Everything went back to what it was. Now, interesting enough, I pitched an idea to him. I said, what do you think of time travel? That they go back and get the stones from a different era. He told me that that's terrible. If they went that route, it'd be whack, right? I even pitched the idea of using time travel as a way to go back at the specific time where he did it and stopping him from happening. But that destroys the previous film because it would have showed up in the movie. So he told me it's a dumb idea. So then I went and talked to my brother, told him about the situation that Thanos, if you take off his gauntlet, everything's reversed. So we thought of 3 different scenarios on how this can be fixed. 1, removing the gauntlet. That's the obvious one. 2, time travel back at the time where he did the snap and then changing it in a secret way, but that wouldn't work either. So we went with number 3, using time travel to get the Infinity Stones from the previous films. Now, naturally, I said that's lazy. And at the same time, even if it's done the right way, it would still leave a bad taste in my mouth, right? That's the way I felt. My brother felt the same way. So naturally, when I watched the film and they talked about time travel, I immediately said, oh dear. Now, got to give credit where credit's due. It was handled very well. But it still left a bad taste in my mouth. It's a terrible excuse to make a film because you just didn't want to have the idea of taking the gauntlet off. In other words, this story will always be with Thanos and the Infinity Stones. You write yourself into a corner, and the only way out is to either follow canon or time travel. That's the main reason why I didn't like Endgame. It had a lot of cheesy things to it. Not a lot of good action, in my opinion. Thor really bothered me to no end. That you turn into a comedy relief. He was fat. This dude has both hammers. He's still weak as water. Just didn't make sense to me. Seeing Captain America wield the hammer, that was kind of cool. But at the same time, meh. The all-girl scene was forced. Meh. I say Captain Marvel had a cool part in it because that headbutt was whoo! It's one of the coldest things ever. When she stopped him from snapping and he headbutted her and her face was like, okay. Which was, oh. And he had to take off a power stone and punch her and she was done. He took off the power stone, hit her once. You never saw her again. But man, that part alone, I was like, that was dope. I was in the theater. I was like, ah! When she took that headbutt like a champ, that was the best thing I've seen. Overall, did not like the film. So, in my opinion, the movie was a solid 5 out of 10. That's an average film to me. For a Marvel film, that's whack. But that's just how I feel. Why am I talking about this? Well, Star Wars might be making the same decision. And oh dear me, am I concerned? Why am I so concerned? Rian Johnson destroyed Star Wars with The Last Jedi. He wrote Star Wars into a corner, and the only way out of it is freaking time travel. I am so... Thinking about it makes me laugh because it's impossible to continue the story off from what Rian Johnson did without bringing back previous characters in a way that it's actually entertaining. There's literally nothing left to do. So J.J. Abrams has to clean up this mess. And he's already used time travel before. I don't know if you guys remember, but he did the Star Trek film back in, I think it was 2009, I believe. Or was it a little earlier than that? I think it was 2000. I think it was 2009. Yeah. Star Trek film 2009. I remember watching it in theaters with my wife. First time seeing Chris Hemsworth. But they used time travel in that, and I believe that it was really done well. One of the best films I've seen of that year. I have no qualms with the original Star Trek, but seeing that Abrams has done Star Trek and Star Wars, there's a chance that he may put time travel in it. And I can't, for the life of me, agree with this. But I'm not going to lie. I'm interested in the train wreck. I'm going to watch this in theaters. Not on the first day that it comes out. I'm probably going to watch it on a Monday or Tuesday, whenever the movie drops. It's end of this year, so somewhere in between November, Christmas, November, December. So we'll see what happens. And I'll probably watch it on a weekday. But I am literally interested in this train wreck. I can't help. I got to watch this in theaters and get ready to laugh. Hopefully, it's not as bad as I expected, but I mean, come on now. After the last film, what else can you do? Color me interested. That's all I want to talk about for the day. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you honestly believe that Rise of Skywalker will be a good film? Do you think that things are going to change? Do you think that things are going to be different than what it is now? I am dying to hear what you guys think, because man, oh man, I'm hoping for it to be a train wreck. That way, we'll get something new. Hopefully they can redo these episodes, because good Lord, these three have, I digress. I don't want to keep talking. I want to thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content. I'm going to do what I can to get you some better videos. I want to thank you for watching, and